everyone, I'm Jennifer with the Family Fudge, and today I'm going to share with you 2 freezer breakfast sandwiches. Now if you're like me and you're not really a morning person, these freezer make-ahead sandwiches will be a lifesaver. Today I'm going to be making a croissant version and an English muffin version. And before we get started, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that red subscribe button because I like to share new recipes all the time. The first sandwich is a croissant sandwich with ham, cheese, eggs, and some hidden veggies. And then I'm going to be making an English muffin sandwich with eggs, sausage, and cheese. I'm going to start with the croissant sandwiches first. You're going to want about 10 to 12 eggs. Pre-sliced medium cheddar cheese makes this so quick and easy. 12 croissants. I like these ones from Costco. And ranch powder. I know that sounds a little strange, but trust me, it really makes this dish so delicious. In the ranch powder, you have things like onion, garlic, herbs, some salt in there. Trust me, it is really good. I'm going to be using some honey ham. This is just regular deli ham. You can use any kind you prefer. I'm also going to be throwing in about a handful of fresh baby spinach. You can add salt and pepper to taste, and your cooking spray. You definitely want the cooking spray. Now let's get started. I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and now it's time to get cracking. Now I forgot to mention earlier, you're going to want a 1/4 cup of milk, and you're going to add that to your eggs. This is going to make our eggs light and fluffy. Then comes the ranch powder. I'm going to be using 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons of dry ranch powder. Now if you don't have this big container from Costco, you could just use 1 regular envelope package of Hidden Valley Ranch. And now you just want to whisk it up really well. Now don't forget this next step. Spray your pan. This is a 9x13 baking dish, and I'm going to spray it really well with my non-stick spray. Then pour my eggs right in there. Next, I'm going to take about 1/2 cup of my fresh baby spinach, and I'm just going to tear it up with my fingers. I don't have to chop it finely at all, and just throw it in there. Now you could omit the spinach, but I like to add a little bit of vegetables in with this, and trust me, you don't really taste it at all. This is a great way to hide your veggies for those picky eaters. And now I'm just going to give a few shakes of pepper. Like I said, I'm not going to add any more salt to this. And I'm going to put it in my oven for about 20 minutes or until it is cooked through. Alright, after 20 minutes I removed it from the oven and I let it cool down. That part is important. I'm going to take all of my croissants and gently slice them. But I'm not going to slice all the way through. I'm going to keep the little ends hinged together. Then I'm going to cut my eggs into 12 kind of a rectangle shape piece. And that's going to fit really well inside of our croissants. Also, to make this really easy, I'm going to be using these foil squares that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to start by laying my foil down. On top of my foil, I'm going to place my croissant. Next comes the cheese. I'm going to take this 1 slice of cheese, fold it in half, and I'm going to lay 1 piece of cheese down on my croissant. Next comes the little rectangle of eggs, and then 1 or 2 slices of ham, depending on how much you like it, and then the next piece of cheese. And I like to do the cheese this way because when you reheat the sandwich, the cheese kind of acts like a glue to keep the sandwich together. Now I'm actually going to cut these in half before I wrap them up for 2 reasons. Number 1, it helps it reheat more evenly, especially in the center of the sandwich. And also for my kids, I have younger kids and they will actually share 1 croissant. Now I'm just going to wrap it up nice and tight. And then I'm going to repeat this process with all of my sandwiches. Cheese, egg, ham, the rest of my cheese, cut it in half, and wrap her up. Now to store these in the freezer, I'm just going to take a white bin that I found at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to line up my sandwiches. These little plastic bins fit perfectly in my freezer. Next, you're going to want to label them. I'm just gonna write what they are and the date. I also found these cute labels at the Dollar Tree. Stick that on there, and we can move on to the next sandwich. For our English muffin breakfast sandwiches, I'm gonna start by cooking 1 pound of lean turkey breakfast sausage. But you can use any sausage you prefer, and then I'm gonna crack a dozen eggs. To this, I'm gonna be adding a 1/4 cup of milk, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And of course, you can add as much salt and pepper as you prefer. And then you're just gonna wanna whisk this all together. I'm gonna grab my other 9 by 13 pan, and I'm gonna spray it really well so that the eggs do not stick. My eggs will go in the pan, and my oven is still on at 350. And now for the hidden veggie part. I'm gonna take about 1/2 cup of my clean and dry baby spinach, and I'm just gonna tear it in just like we did with the first sandwich. And trust me, you do not even taste the spinach with all the sausage and cheese. Now I'm gonna add my cooked turkey sausage. I'm just gonna get that all in there and give it a stir, and then it can go in the oven. Now this one's gonna take a little bit longer. This is gonna take about 30 minutes. Once your eggs are done, you can start building your sandwiches. I have 12 English muffins here, and these are just regular English muffins. You can use any kind you prefer, and you're gonna wanna make sure that they're all split open. When I was making my croissant sandwiches, I cut my eggs into rectangles, but for my English muffins, I'm gonna cut them into squares. And I find that the squares will fit on my English muffins a lot better. Now, just like the croissant sandwiches, I'm gonna start with my aluminum foil, then my English muffin, 1/2 of my cheese, then my egg, the other part of my cheese, and then the rest of my English muffin. And then you just wrap it up. And now you just repeat the process. Just like our other sandwich, I like to have the cheese on both ends because as the sandwich is reheating, the cheese is gonna act like glue to keep our sandwich together. Okay, I'm gonna be sure to label this with the date and what is in these sandwiches. And then I'm gonna get all of my sandwiches into my cute little storage bin from the Dollar Tree, of course. And I'm gonna store them in the freezer just like that. Now when it comes to reheating these, you have several options. You could defrost it in your fridge overnight. You could reheat it in the toaster oven or even in the microwave. If you want to use your microwave, you're going to want to obviously remove the foil. And then I'm going to wrap my sandwich in a paper towel, and then I'm going to microwave it for about 1 minute. Check it after 1 minute. You may want to add about 30 more seconds. And here you go. To reheat your English muffin sandwiches, it's basically the same idea. You can use the microwave, you can use a toaster oven, whichever you prefer. And there we have it. Gooey, cheesy, yummy breakfast sandwiches. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Also, if you want to see more freezer cooking, check out the videos down below. I will link them. I have a freezer video on chicken. I have a freezer video on casseroles. So check them out. I'll link them down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.